right, guys, top of the morning. Happy June 2nd. I'm coming to you off a week full of gratitude. And you guys, if you hear this word frequently from me, gratitude, it's because I truly, truly feel that I live in a state of gratitude. I have so many things to be happy for. Me and my brother were able to spend this last week together. And as you guys know, my brother got sober, and he told me, he's like, I've been sober once or twice before, but he's like, this is the last time that I get sober. And I believe him. I could see it. I could feel it, the energy, how he's speaking. It's just been really, really crazy to see this much growth in him in such a short amount of time. And then we got on the road on Friday night, and I drove him all the way home. And just that time on the road, 5 hours of just listening to music and singing and eating sunflower seeds. And it was just a really, really cool experience. And then today, it was a really powerful day for me, and you guys have seen my struggle. Some of you are new to it with my daughter, Lily, but she comes today. I get to pick her up this afternoon from the airport, well, this evening from the airport. So she'll be out here all summer long, which means the world to me, and then means the world to Silas. He's like, Dad, I don't know if I can remember everything that we like to do together. I said, well, then just create more memories, right? And so you guys will be seeing a bunch of daddy-daughter things over the next couple weeks, and especially today. So I'm full of gratitude. And speaking of gratitude, I'm going to turn it over to our man, Gustavo, who has tons of things to be grateful for in his life. So Gustavo, I'm going to have you bring us out on the field, share with us some thoughts, some sentiment, and let's start this Monday off right. Let's roll, big dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always grateful. I mean, a lot more this time around the year because last year my days were looking a lot different. I would I was basically bedridden. I was going through cancer, probably going through my second round of chemo treatment, and throughout that whole process, the only thing I was able to do was pretty much just lay in bed and take all the suffering. But with all that suffering, it gave me a lot of time to like just reflect and think of all the importance. And um, well, I mean, nowadays I just see a life with a whole different perspective because I mean, from where I was a year ago, not being able to even eat or speak, and now I'm able to just like start being able to build a whole different routine, focus on what I really want to do, and it just gave me a whole different outlook of life, and yeah, I mean, it
I love it.
just showed me how to be grateful on all the little things because not being able to eat is a whole crazy feeling, and then on top of that, like uh the care that a lot of people show you when you're like truly suffering is like a whole different feeling. Like it makes you feel that you're never alone in any walk of life that it gives you. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you guys, I saw the emojis. Let's give some love, some light, and energy to Gustavo. And Gustavo, is it safe to say that your health is in a very positive position now? You're in remission?
Absolutely. Since February, I've been only going upwards, and yeah, in February they told me I was in remission. So
You guys, whoever you are on this call, whether it is your God, your energy, whatever it is, something or somebody was on his side, and he's a true testament. And so I want to encourage everybody. Listen, I'm not coming down on you, but if you're in this call right now, you got somebody that's talking about beating cancer and what that meant to him and where his life is at and the perspective that he has. And I'm asking you right now, in this moment, right now, as somebody sharing from his heart that beat cancer at 24 years old, to be in this moment, to be here, to be present with your cameras on. That's what I'm asking. Listen, this guy is sharing from his heart. This is not something that should be in the background. I promise you, if you engage and you're in this moment and you feel everything that we talk about and experience here in this moment, I promise you, it can have an impact in your life, your business, your health, and your relationships. So, Gustavo, you're an inspiration to me. You and I met a couple weeks ago in the office for the first time. He walked by when I was on a call, and I got excited to be able to just talk to him and see him. So I just want to let you know that you're an inspiration to me, my man. And if there's anything we can do, this group, as a company, as a team, man, we are here to fully support you, bro. And so let this be a reminder, man, that for everybody, that tomorrow's never promised, right? He's 24, good looking dude, was in pretty good health, and then had this scare. And so You guys, there's people on this call that have beat all kinds of crazy things. Brandy's on the call. She beat cancer twice. Stavo's on the call, beat cancer at 24 years old, right? And so allow this moment right now just to be a reminder to be grateful, to reflect, and that we only have today. So Stavo, I appreciate you, big dog. Let's go ahead and get rolling. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story and your testament. And let's get the show on the road. So you guys, let's do this. I want to get a couple people. Yes, Brandy, are you clapping for him or are you doing some makeup thing? I didn't know what that. I didn't know if you were patting the thing that goes on your face. But yes, this, and this. All right. Let's, I'm going to share my screen here for a moment, and then we'll go here. Boom, bam. All right, cool. So, all right. I'm going to, well, before I share this, I just want to ask everyone's permission. Do I have everybody's permission just to go a little bit further with everyone this morning? Do I have that permission? Give me a thumbs up, give me a reaction, give me some type of energy on the screen. Do I have that permission from you? All right, cool. And listen, I love my West Coast, but my wife bought me the shirt in New York City, and so I had to wear it. And so love my West Coast, but
you look good in that shirt.
Well, thank you, brother.
You look really good in that shirt.
You know what? Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I feel good. I'm just getting back into the swing of things. But if I have the permission to go a little bit further with everybody, I want to share something with you. I thought it was powerful. It meant the world to me. When I read it, it hit, it landed. And so what I want to encourage you guys to do is when I pull this up in a moment, I want you to take a screenshot of it, read it over again once we're out of coaching, but then also share this on social media. I think that there's other people in your audience that need to hear this message, whether it's agents, friends, family, whatever it is. So since you've given me the permission to take this small little step to go a little bit further, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to read this out loud to everybody. And so let me let Nicole in so she doesn't miss this. So allow me, and let me just move everything so I can see what I'm reading. Be motivated by the fear of being average. Average is the quiet killer. When you hit snooze, when you skip a workout, when you make excuses, before you know it, you're living a life of average, never even trying to reach your full potential. Physically soft, mentally weak, spiritually empty. You must not fear the discomfort. You must not fear the failure, but you must fear being average. You know what's terrifying? You know what's terrifying? Waking up one day, realizing that life has passed you by. Show up even when you do not feel like it. Do the work regardless of the circumstances and never settle for good enough. Average is the enemy. And I'm going to pause for a second, and I want to leave that there. And I would love to hear anybody's feedback, thoughts, contributions, how this landed for them. Or, damn, coach, I think I needed to hear that on this Monday morning. Does anybody have any feedback, any sentiment on what is on the screen right now? Because I would love to hear from you guys. And if it doesn't land like it landed for me, it's okay. But I want to hear from you guys. Listen, I'm going to ask if you are going to contribute on this beautiful Monday morning, throw your cameras on. Brandy, you're up next. Melody, you're on deck. And I'd love to get two other people in the queue to share their thoughts, contributions, and insight on this. Let's go, Brandy.
So I was going to do a reel on this, especially since last week I had celebrated my my years of being cancer-free and stuff. But one thing that goes with this sentiment that is so perfect, that actually is probably the best thing that my parents taught me through my fight with cancer when I was 5, was they never made me scared of it. I did not have a fear. There was no wondering. Like, my mom, it was the total opposite. Like, they didn't shave my head before, like some people do. They let it fall out. Like, I was like this little girl waking up with like hair on my pillow, walking around. Like, I didn't have pictures. So I was going to do a whole reel and share that. But I always have these moments where I just think back and I try to grasp like new things, like what can I still learn from that experience? And that is one of that I think I definitely highly gained and influenced the rest of my life, because to not be scared of cancer and to make it out, there was never a fear. Even though I was told I wouldn't have kids, I still grew up as this girl believing I was going to have, like, I wanted like a lot of kids. Like, I grew up playing.
You have a lot of kids.
I know, but like I wanted like way more than what I have now. So it's just funny. Like I was like, okay, you're gonna tell me I can't have kids, but like playing the MASH game or whatever that game's called and putting how many kids you're gonna like, I still grew up having that dream. Like there was no like, I was not scared there. And like, yeah, look, like I have 5 kids and twins on top of that. So it just like, I guess it just challenged me to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to be average. And like my dad put me in karate. Who puts their 7-year-old that has half their body like, and he was like, I don't want you scared. Granted, they, the instructor and all the other people, were very careful, but I was not scared to get in the ring and spar with other kids. Like I was like, bring it. And I think it just built that mentality to really not be scared. There's like not really a lot of stuff that I'm scared of. So, and yeah, and I'm not scared for the clothes that I wear. And I grew up being that little girl. I did not wear a wig. I did not wear a wig. Even if I
Wow.
was made fun of, I did not, like my parents bought me a wig. I wore it once in the try-on thing, and that was it. My mom was like, no, you would paste things to my head. And so it just, I think when you can build that mentality, it just sets you worlds apart. And like even now, I teach my kids now and through the things that they've experienced, don't be scared of that. Don't be scared. And I mean it shows, like my little boys are not scared of anything. So
You know what? I love this. I love this deep rooted strength, right? Because, we all, if you know Brandy, you look at her like, oh my God, a mom of 5 running a business. How do you do all of this? Like, she's got strength in her that's so deep rooted that having kids, yeah, that's a challenge. But try to fight for your life at 5 years old. That's the biggest challenge that she ever faced. And so even having 5 kids, it's probably easier than facing a life battling disease. And so Brandy, really, really powerful testimony. I loved your takeaways from that quote. I'm going to go to Melody, who is on her softball tournament right now with all the boys with the glasses. I love it, Mel. Hopefully you're driving safe from Tahoe. But Melody, what's your thoughts, contribution on the quote for the morning?
That's so funny because Costa and I stopped by this little shack off the side of the road when, like, right before you get to Tahoe. And there's a Tesla charging station there, if anyone knows where that is. But anyways, he's like, why do you want those? And I was like, because I want to look like I'm a wakeboarder when I'm not really a wakeboarder. I want to look like I'm a snowboarder, even though I'm not really a snowboarder. And he was like, why? I was like, I don't know. I just want to look weird.
Yes, you're nailing it. So great job. I appreciate it. What's your thoughts and contributions for the morning, Mel?
Yeah, thanks, E. First of all, I just want to say I never knew that about you, Brandy, and I really love that you shared that story. So thank you for like being vulnerable and telling us that. I was literally smiling from ear to ear the whole time she was telling me that because I love how her parents handled that whole situation. It must have been really, really tough. I can't even imagine, but wow, like I never knew that about you. So that's really cool. I wanted to share something based on this quote. It's actually really funny. So we went up to South Lake for my husband's 40th birthday over the weekend. And I had a little bit of downtime. I don't really watch a lot of TV. We don't even have Netflix. Like I just don't watch a lot of TV. And so I feel like I'm late to the party when it comes to these reality TV shows. I'm sure you guys have all heard of the reality TV show called Selling the City, where it's a bunch of real estate agents selling New York. And it's based on like females in real estate. Which is new because it's usually male based. But anyways, I like got some downtime up in Tahoe and I binged watched Selling the City. I know, random, stick with me. And while I was watching it, a lot of times people will compare themselves to these glamorous lives, right? Of these agents selling $10 million penthouse suites, $75 million, apartments in New York City and like dressing to the nines and full glam. And it seems so unrealistic. And sometimes like the average person could watch something like that and say like, damn, like that will never be me. And you could feel really kind of shitty about it after you watch a show like that. But the opposite thing happened for me. Actually, I watched that show and it lit a fire under my butt. The reason why it lit a fire under my butt was because I was watching this, and the whole time I was watching this, I didn't really care about the drama, the real estate negotiations and like the background of like how they were actually like getting on the phone, putting deals together, talking to their clients, that stuff was more interesting to me than the actual drama. I didn't really care for that part. But the whole time I was watching this, I was thinking to myself, like, I need to dream bigger. I need to dream bigger. I want more. The fact that these people are in New York making $500,000 in commission off of one sale. I mean, granted, they're not walking away with that at the end of the day. I'm sure there's tons of splits and fees and all that other crap involved. Not the point, though. The point is like they're doing the same exact thing we're doing on a daily basis, but like they're living big lives and they're dreaming big. And why are they even on that show? It was a result of like what they had manifested for themselves in their lives and the vision that they have for their lives, being in this beautiful city, dressing beautifully, negotiating multi-million-dollar deals, making hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month just by doing what you and I do every single day. And I just thought to myself, like, wow, I need to dream bigger. I have been dreaming way too small. And so the average person could watch a reality TV show like that and it could make them feel bad about themselves. But it really made me feel like, you know what? I do not want to be average. I want to dream big. I want that life. I want to be in New York one day doing something like that. I want to be in San Francisco one day negotiating a $10 million deal. And it's possible for all of us. We just need to dream big, and we need to be able to put ourselves in proximity with other people that are doing it. Because guess what? None of these people are smarter than us. None of these people are smarter than us. So I thought that was really interesting that you would come up with a quote like that after I watched something like that. It just totally rang a bell.
I absolutely love that. They're no smarter than you. Probably not even remotely as smart as you. They just have fancier shoes. But yeah, they put themselves in a in a position to say, you know what, I'm not going to be average. And so I really appreciate those takeaways. I'm going to go to Glenn. I'm going to bring this up one more time. And thank you, Melody. Drive safely. I'm going to go to Glenn. I'll put this back on the screen for somebody that just got on. If they missed this, because I want you to be on track with where the conversation's at. So Glenn, take it away, big dog.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I've always looked at the words of average and adverse. And if you look at the two words, there's only two letters that are different between the two. And adversity breeds power and strength in ways that we just can never imagine. And we've heard testimonies to that this morning from two amazing people. But I'm over 50. I grew up in a time, and this is a Pride Month that we just kicked off. I grew up in a time where the only way I could learn about gay people was in a library. I went to a high school where the biggest club on campus was Future Farmers of America. So I was not out until I was almost in my 20s. But a couple of years ago, I was let go from my corporate job, and I'd been in corporate America for 25 years. I loved what I did, but I was doing real estate on the side, and I loved real estate. And I was just doing the job to be average and kind of get through it. And so when I was let go, I was angry, and then I realized I did it to myself because I wasn't extraordinary in my corporate job. I was extraordinary in my real estate world, and that's the moment that I hung that unicorn up behind me and decided that I was going to be that unicorn, and I would not be able to be extraordinary without have had gone through those adverse times and those struggles. And we adopted our son from foster care. We were foster parents. Nothing about my life has been ordinary or average, and I love bringing that into this world and to others. And I'm just so thankful that I have that opportunity. So remember, when things are adverse, just remember that's keeping you from being average.
Cool. Yeah, you know what? I wrote that average versus adversity, and what a really, really powerful way to look at it. When you guys close your eyes and when you think about your life 5 years down the road, couple years down the road, 10 years down the road, I promise you, you're not dreaming of average. You're not dreaming of struggle. You're not dreaming of mediocrity. You're not dreaming about if I could just live paycheck to paycheck. Oh, God, that would be a fucking amazing life. None of you were thinking that way. Right. And so it's like, I don't want to be average. I want to have a life of my dreams. I want to be able to do so much for my family and for my wife and for my kids. Like, I refuse. I refuse to be average. And yes, the adversity has shaped me and it will continue to shape me. So, Glenn, really, really powerful message. I'm going to go to Otis. Otis, for you, my man, thoughts, takeaways, sentiment from what I just shared a little while ago. Big Dog, I know you're driving. Let's go ahead and pass the mic to you. And then Deep Bledsoe, you're on deck. Let's roll.
This is great. Like, I mean, all of their perspectives. I mean, Glenn it really hit. Like, I'll use something to each of them. Mel's was perfect. Like how she says, like, you know, we overshadow ourselves and think, oh, this person's better than me or he knows more than me. No one is. You could have everything. Um, the key word, average. Like Glenn just said, his life has never really been ordinary or average. And I think about my life, like my life's never been ordinary or average either. I don't even know what the word average really means. And there's nothing wrong with a person or people in general. If you like to be average, you like to do the average thing, just kind of go with the flow. I'm totally a non-judgmental person, but I've never wanted to be average my whole life. I'll never accept being average. To me, that's like, and this is my personal opinion. I don't mean to, piss anybody off or make anybody feel anyway, but I just feel like if you want to be average, why the fuck are you even living? Like, we have this beautiful thing called life where every day we could pretend in our minds, we can imagine what we want to be. We can imagine these things, right? And it's crazy. I never really knew what the fuck affirmations was until I joined this team. I'm not a dumb person. I just didn't spend time in this realm of, wanting other things for a while because I was very depressed. I was going through a lot of things. Death was just around my family and just around me a lot. And it wasn't until I started to recognize who I was and said, hey, man, you ain't average. You're not just going to sit here and just take this shit. So I fought and I climbed my way back up. Took a long time, but I found this business and I found this team. And it just got me back on that lifestyle of not being average, not settling, not wanting just to be like, okay, that's, like you said, paycheck to paycheck. Nah, like, and I can never see myself going back to a 9 to 5 to be average. I love the fact that I'm a successful entrepreneur moving out into different things. And the biggest thing for me is not being average in the affirmation parts, and the non-ordinary thing is talking all this stuff in my crazy head and doing the crazy things that I've done, but it's all implicated in my business and my lifestyle right now. Like with Jacob, Gary, the Marissas that's on the phone, the Dianas, and everybody here that I've worked with and I continue to work with and call my brothers and sisters. So yeah, I just don't know what that word is, and I don't want anybody to know what that word is because we shouldn't be average. We should always want to strive for more. We should always want to think that we could do that because just look at some of the stories that we shared with Brandy, like her family telling her this isn't normal, like you're gonna beat this, and look, she's still here now. She cracked me up as fuck when she said MASH. Like, I think all of us played that back in the day. But yeah, don't be average, man. Be awesome. Be phenomenal. Let's replace that word. Let's get that out of our dictionary, and let's make sure that we can always be great, be average, be legendary. I really like Shador Sanders and Deion Sanders and then pushing that movement. I got me some clothing. I think y'all should all too, because I think we are legendary, this team. Like, we got a legendary group here, and that's why we are who we are.
You guys listen, and I so appreciate you, Otis. Average is there for anybody who wants it. It's there, right? You want to stay average, you want to be average, it's there. But being extraordinary and being a legend, that takes work, right? That takes work, that takes consistency, that takes you doing it gritty, doing it scared, but just doing it consistent. And I promise you guys, can build anything that you want in this life and business, anything that you want. So let's go Deep Bledsoe, and we'll go Aaron Chris, and we're going to shift the gears in the conversation. Let's go, D. What do you got?
Good morning. I actually, and it might get a little religious, but forgive me because it's on track. But I was listening to Joel Holstein this weekend, and the message was, why do you dream so small when God is so big? God is a God, no matter what you call it, whatever name it is. If it's the creator, it's boundless and endless. So why do we get caught up in making small dreams or small goals go big. Like Mel was saying, you got to go bigger. Now, granted, some of these people are more studied, so they might be smarter or well versed in what they're talking about, but that's because they dream big and they prepare big. Like, we're not all ready for certain levels if you haven't prepared for it, but if you believe that you can do it, then you can prepare to get there. And so chiming in late to this call and hearing this, it backs up exactly what I just heard 2 days ago, which is crazy. I mean, but it's on brand that everything is right on time, and that's the affirmation that that message was right on brand. Like, you just have to dream bigger and go bigger, and you'll end up at least halfway to what you're dreaming. But you just got to go bigger. And so I appreciate Mel for bringing up that sentiment. But in terms of average, there is no average. I just put it in a verse the other day. We all have our own set of eyes, our own set of fingerprints that nobody else will have. You are an individual, so be the biggest version of that individual, or you're doing yourself a disservice.
Oh man, so powerful. I appreciate your contribution. Let's go, Aaron. Chris, I'm going to have you wrap up this part of the conversation. We're going to move forward. You guys, thank you for all of your fire contributions. Let's go, Aaron.
Well, I'm gonna be quick. Demian said a lot of what I was thinking. Like, there's not a single person on this planet that's average. We all have the potential for greatness, and it's just a matter of acknowledging it, and then being bold enough to believe that you can do anything in your mind. And he spoke of God and the universe and all that stuff, the Creator. It's amazing to me that anybody even really considers themselves average. You just have to really truly acknowledge that we are all individuals and we all have our greatness and whatever it is within us. And once you have acknowledged it, then the key is taking action on that and knowing that there's nothing that's going to stop you outside of yourself, your own mind.
Man, I love how everyone always has their own. I mean, it speaks directly to what we're talking about, how Demian's like, you're the only one with these fingerprints. You're the only one with these thoughts. I love how everyone's contribution is different, right? And like your vantage points and how you guys see this, but it's all rooted, in the same kind of message. But I thought it was powerful. I had something written down and I wasn't going to talk about it, but I feel it's applicable now because of what we're talking about. I think it's important that we're all taking massive amounts of risk in this business. And listen, sometimes it's just not going to work out, but it's okay. We have to take risk. And I wrote here, and I got this, I forgot where I got it from, but it said, risk is scary, but regret is terrifying, right? Looking back at your life when you're 75, 85 years old and you're looking back at your life, that regret is going to be the most terrifying. The safe harbor of success is an illusion. In life, your rewards rarely exceed your risk, but we're going to continuously take risk because we know in the long run, things are going to start to pay off. Results, respect, resilience are all on the other side of risk. Be bold in the face of your fears, never abandon, take risk, and take what is yours. Each of you have a beautiful opportunity to go out there and take what is yours. So you guys, really, really powerful takeaways, sentiments, shares, insights, contributions. That is what Keep It Moving is all about. These contributions is what this program is all about. So you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I shift gears, before I pull my screen up, before we talk about any type of wins and challenges, I was reminded by something or reminded of something the other day on our 5.5 hour drive to Los Angeles. It's me and my brother. We're sitting there, we're rocking out, and we're just talking. And what I realized is that I never had a positive male role model growing up. And I think this is why I'm so determined to be the best father. And I'll fucking say it. I'm an amazing father. I am an amazing present father no matter what. And I'm an amazing present husband no matter what. We sat there, and on our 5.5 hour journey, you know what we spoke about, you guys? And remember, I asked permission to go a little bit further. We spoke about the domestic violence that we both witnessed as kids. And you guys, I would be at home during my school year with my mom and watch my mom get her ass beat. And then I'd go to summertime with my father, and I'd watch my father beat up my stepmom all summer long. And just the screams and the yelling and the cops and my dad going to jail, like shit that no kid should ever see. And I look at it, that has never been a part of who I am. I refuse. I've broken that curse. I'm a present father. I don't know where my dad is. He's somewhere living on the streets, drinking, doing drugs, whatever. I don't know where he is. And at this point, I just hope that he can get himself right before his life comes to an end. But I look at this, when we talk about breaking generational curses, by setting the example in our family, by being something that's different, by being the pillar of strength, and I am that for my family, you guys, it reaffirmed who I am as a brother, as a father, as a dad, like as a husband. It reaffirmed so much. And the stories that we told each other, you guys, you would fucking cry hearing these stories. You would cry just seeing like, damn, but fucking 7 years old, that's what you had to witness. But despite that, despite all the things that I went through, I was dealt the worst hand. I stand as a man that is committed to his own growth and self-awareness and being the person that's going to break any generational curses. My family will never see that. My wife would never have to fear me ever. And it was just so crazy to think like, damn, look at where we came from and look at where we are now. Look at where we are now. And we are doing so much great in this world, and I will continue to do so much great in this world. And man, 5.5 hours connected with your little brother, it was something I will never, ever forget. And now, and always, they've always looked at me as like, at least we got big brother. Fuck, at least we got big brother. And so once again, it goes back to the question, who is impacted by the result of your success? I bought my son, my nephew, a new high chair. He didn't have a high chair. He didn't even have a car seat that had straps up here. Okay, the baby's 2 years old, didn't even have a car seat. Okay, my brother struggled. And we bought diapers, fucking 150 diapers. We bought the wipes, we bought everything, clothes, socks, shoes. And then I gave my brother some walking around money, right? So who is impacted by the result of your success? I was able to do that for him and say, don't worry about anything. If you need something, let me know. He didn't ask me for anything. He didn't ask me for a single thing, but I got to do that. I got to do that. So it's like, here we are, breaking generational curses, fighting through all the trials and tribulations in our life, to now say, you know what, little brother, fuck what happened before. You got 35 more years ahead of you. Let's be a family. Let's grow. Let's create the life of our dreams. And I'm going to be here to support you and be a pillar for you. And that, you guys, feels so good. That, to me, feels so good. So remember that. Always ask yourself, who's impacted by the result of my success? Man, it feels fucking good. It feels so damn good. So you guys, I'm going to shift gears. I'm going to go to wins. I want 3 people to share a win that they had last week, personally or professionally. Actually, if you grab the mic, I want you to share 1 professional win and 1 personal win. And so I need 3 to 5 people to get involved in this conversation. This part of the conversation, I'm going to pause. I'm going to go to you guys. Wins, personal, as well as business. Who's got something for us? Don't be shy. All right, Kelly, I'm not gonna go forward until I have a minimum of 3 hands up. Brianna, Christina, there they are. And fellas, where are we at? Well, we just had 4 fellas contribute, so we're good. Kelly, what's good? Let's go.
Hello. So my professional wins is last week I got to write 4 offers for 4 different clients. And that was a nice win. And then I guess you could say a personal win is I want all of them to go through and get accepted, but maybe only 2 will. So that's my personal is I'm giving myself grace and keep working hard.
Kelly, I love how brief you are with your shares, but your production. So your shares are brief and your production is so through the roof right now, but you remain humble. She's like, I'm just out here hustling. She has not missed a hustler's lunch. I think she's been at 7 of them, and she's taking multiple categories every single time. She's like, I'm going to be at that lunch. I'm going to be at those dinners, and I'm going to do whatever I can for my family. And so, Kelly, you're an inspiration to us all. Keep grinding, keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing. Much love to you. Let's go, Chicken Mom. What do we got for them?
Sorry, you guys have me crying in the background.
Your cheering squad is here. Look at
So,
Brandy's screen.
so my win was I closed my third deal last week. So I am officially out of the advisorship. And this is, not gonna cry. This is huge for me because, gonna cry. Starting in real estate was super hard for me. Like it didn't happen fast. I've had my license almost 3 years and I just kept pushing because I wanted to do it. I knew that it affords me the availability to be there for my kids, which is why I was bawling, turn my camera off and bawling, talking about the domestic violence and things like that. Because I've experienced such a hard upbringing. Some of it was childhood, some of it, unfortunately, I did to myself. And to be able to do everything that I'm doing for my kids right now and them to never see that type of stuff is huge. And closing this third deal, it got me out of the advisorship and all these great things, but it also showed me that no matter what gets thrown at me, it's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep just driving. And I don't care if I hit a wall, it could be fixed. I'm just going to keep pushing every wall and push that shit right out of there. Every brick that was thrown at me, I've built something with, and I will continue to do that. And I feel like that's my personal wins also, is just pushing past and not being a product of my upbringing or the negative environment that I unfortunately created for myself at one point in my life. So,
Wow.
and I
Wow.
feel like a crybaby today.
Hey, listen, you're not a crybaby. You're just vulnerable. And listen, I encourage that. Here's what I've seen from you. And how long have I known you now? Has it been 2 years, Brianna?
A little over a year.
A little over a
No,
year.
no, no. 2 years. 2 years. Sorry, it's been 2 years. I've been with the team a little over a year, and
All right.
I started hanging out with Team Fast prior to that.
It feels like forever. I'm going to tell you what I've personally seen from you from this seat. What I've seen from you is that you started to truly walk into your purpose, finding your voice, finding who you are, expressing who you naturally were as a person, being able to be that person on social as well as when we meet you in person. You've raised your hand more, you've contributed more, you've stayed more consistent. And I love watching all of that growth. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Like you hitting this third deal is a culmination of all the hard work that you've been putting in behind the scenes. And plus, you've also found a new community of people. You found new friendships and new partnerships and new homies and new, people that you can hang out with and bounce ideas off of. And so, Brianna, it's been really incredible to watch your journey, and it's exciting to see. And literally, it's like you're just getting started. I know it's been 3 years with the license, but I feel like you're just getting started.
Oh, I'm just getting started. Yeah, it's been 3 years with the license, and I do give myself grace. Like I changed. Going into real estate was a huge change in my life. I mean, a lot of people know I've been in the medical field for 23 years, and I am the type of person that what I do go into, I dive head first, and I want to be the best at it. So in my oral surgery practice, I was the best at it. You're scared of getting your wisdom teeth pulled? You won't be when you sit in my chair. You're afraid your baby's getting their first dose of sedation. I'm going to sit next to you, hold your hand, and I'm going to talk you through every moment. And you're going to leave there feeling safe and comfortable. And I'm putting that into my real estate. And yeah, no, we just started to see what I can bring. And I thank you guys for everything, because this really has been a life-changing community. The friends that I've built, all of it has been nothing truly. It's been nothing short of amazing. Like it's just freaking amazing. And I love you guys.
Brianna, we love you. Much love, much respect to you. And I just was thinking about this. Silas had a dentist appointment last week. I didn't know that some of the molars they're already adult teeth. Like they don't fall out. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
have them.
Silas, eat that sugar. Those are gonna fall.
Well, you know what? It really, honestly, if they're brushing properly and you get sealants on those teeth, they can have sugar. That's just a myth.
You know what? His teeth were in good shape, but I thought, oh, you're gonna lose them anyways. But Brianna, much love. We appreciate you. Let's go to Christina Macias, then we'll go over to Cortez. Christina Macias, one professional win, one personal win. Let's roll. Thanks for throwing your hand up. Let's get into it.
Yeah, my professional win is I was kind of nervous with this listing because my seller wanted to put it on Memorial Day weekend. And so I was kind of coming back from some travel, and then my partner, my co-list agent, was going on her travel. And so it was kind of like I felt a little bit shaky about it. And it was kind of one of those delayed gratification because there was a lot of people viewing, and people were saying great things about the property, but then none of the agents were really saying like, we're going to submit. But yesterday I got like 3 calls, 3 agents are like, we're going to write on it. So I was like, whew, the relief set in. So that was pretty big win because this will also be my 3rd deal. So then I can get out of the graduate from the advisorship. But I'm still going to continue to work with my mentor. She's been amazing, Roxanne. So just because I finished my 3rd deal doesn't mean that I'm going to like break my relationships. And I'm still getting to know other people on the team. And I would love to collaborate with other agents. And so that was my professional. Personally, I'm trying to reach out and see my family more because it's hard for me also, like Brianna, when I get into something, I like really get into it and I just do that and I neglect my personal relationship. So I feel like I'm getting into a groove where I'm maintaining those personally and still keeping up with my business relationship or my business. And so, yeah, just wanted to share that. I feel good and I feel a good momentum moving forward. So just always grateful to be able to be in this space and hear everything that people share. Like I always, even though I'm not on camera, I'm always taking it to heart. And it's important that, to be here together. And so I appreciate everyone and all your contributions.
God, I absolutely love this. And I think that you are developing more of a partnership now with your mentor, which I'm excited to watch and to see. But I always use drive time. So between your showings, when you're driving city to city, just make that one phone call. That's my mom time. I always call my mom when I'm on the road and she loves it. She's like, where are you heading to now? Oh, I'm heading to the Bay. Wonderful. And then we have a conversation. And so I always use drive time as catching up and making phone call time. So I'm glad that you're conscious of it because we can get going. And then it's like we have our own family and our husbands and wives and our dogs and all these things. And so it's like our family outside of our home needs our love, care, and attention as well. So I appreciate you sharing that. Let's go, Cortez. What do you got from a big dog?
Last week was a pretty busy week for me. A lot of changes. It's definitely a new chapter in my life. I had a closing last week. That's number 4. Last year I did 5 total. So I have 3 pending. I have an offer out. I'm expecting a counter for that. So besides all that, personally, I moved to Sacramento. With that move came a lot of things. The move came because my daughter asked me to move closer to her. I was living 52 miles away. I was driving back and forth a lot, which was taking up a lot of my time. So I feel super aligned. Now, I feel like I dragged it out. If you know me, like you really kicked it with me, I talked about Sacramento for a while. Unfortunately, I'm single. The move wasn't in alignment with the relationship anymore. So I did what was best for me. I feel super aligned now. I feel super grateful and thankful for everything. I got my home gym set up. It's just a new change. So I'm super excited. I'm super just humble about the situation, and I'm just happy I made it.
You know what, man? Huge shout out to you. Mel put in the comments, real dad shit. When I think about what you guys have gone through as fathers, Glenn and Cortez and Chris and Aaron and Demian and Kyrell, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Shout out to you, Cortez, and making the decision that's going to serve you and your baby the most. Much love, much respect for you, my man. If you need anything, let me know. Always here for you. Wonderful contribution. Let's go. Andrea, what do we got for them? And then you'll go Ariel and then Deep Bledsoe. You'll bring us home on this topic. Let's go, Andrea. And listen, I had a whole bunch of other shit prepared, but as long as you guys are good and you feel like this train is moving down the tracks, can we stay here?
Yeah.
Just give me some thumbs up. All right, cool, you guys. I appreciate it. Let's go, Andrea. What do we got for them?
Well, so I recently went on a vacation, and I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I have not been on a true vacation. I mean, I go places. I haven't been on a real vacation, like a whole week off where I go somewhere since before COVID when I went to Hawaii. So I took a vacation. I did the whole LA thing, did the whole, Hollywood thing, did a Beyonce show opening night.
That's good.
Yeah, had a great time, did Disney, did that for like a couple days. I did a whole thing, right? Me and my fiance went out there, had a blast. So that's my personal win. In that, I ended up with a listing. I had met up with some friends that had moved out there and they were listing their house. They're moving to Seattle. I'm on it, right? I got my connections out there. My sponsor from EXP is out there. So we just all linked up. I met with them because I never met them one-on-one, my sponsors at EXP, and they're helping me with this deal. Now we're all on this listing. We're going to open house on Saturday. It's going live. So I'm super excited. It is in LA. I'm going out there, right? Like you guys said, you don't put yourself in a box. I'm going to do a deal wherever we're at. Where is the house? Where are the people, right? Who's buying? So that's my win, personal and professional, that I had to share.
Andrea, I absolutely love this. I know that Lisette, as well as Chris, who's on the call. Chris just closed on a listing in San Diego. Lisette just did one in Los Angeles. Like, hold on a second. That's not too far. That's a quick plane ride. That's $25,000. Right. I'm going down there, joining the association, doing a co-op key, whatever it is, but go get that money. And you know what's showing on your face right now? Your joy is showing.
Exactly.
your joy is showing ear to fucking ear, and I absolutely love it. Let's go, Ariel, and then we'll go D Bledsoe, and then Chris, you'll actually be the last contribution. Let's go, Ariel. What do we got for them?
Personal win is I reached a weight loss milestone on my fitness journey. And I'm back into kickboxing, which actually, I don't know if she's on this call, but I work with Byron at Title Boxing in downtown Oakland, who is the partner of House of Mama San. I don't know her real name, but he's a great trainer. I had a lot of fun. Professional win is I got my first offer on my first listing. So that was very exciting. Most of the feedback from other agents were that the offers were going to come in very low, came in much higher than expected. So yeah, I'm excited. It was encouraging because I've been on the team since September and things, were slow to start, and still feeling good.
Now here you are, and you hold all the cards and this is your listing, and now we capitalize on this moment. And so really good job. Hopefully you saw the email that I put you in with the Revive team.
Oh, I did. Yes, I'm going to follow up with them this week. Thank you.
Is this your house where you're at? This is dope.
My apartment.
Where is that?
It's Vesper by Lake Merritt by Whole Foods.
Oh yeah,
we have event spaces here. We could, have the team over, have a party.
Let's talk about that because I love that spot. So great, great contribution. Let's go D Bledsoe, and then Chris B is going to bring us home. Let's go D.
This week I had a buyer's consultation in the office with one of my rapper buddies, which was a win for me because since I've been on the team, Elias has been coaching me gently to merge the worlds, and slowly but surely it's coming together. So this is the second rapper lead that I've had in the past year, and so it just feels good that that's coming full circle. He and his wife are really qualified. I sent them over to Ashley, and we're going to start house shopping. They're super excited, but it's cool to see those two worlds come together. So that's definitely a win. A rap battle, not us. And then my listing closed on Friday, which was a huge win for my seller because he had it on the market for over a year with another agent. The agent just really fucked it up, honestly, just to put it blunt. And so I got the listing. We had one offer, had it in contract, fell out of contract, so that gave me a gut punch, but we were in contract for 30 days on a cash deal, which made me nervous too, all the way to the finish line, but we just closed on Friday and got it done. So that was really cool that I could get that done for my seller. It wasn't a high value transaction at all, but at the same time, it was worthwhile because I was able to do something that another agent wasn't. So yeah, that was a huge win for me. And then lastly,
go ahead, sorry.
Thank you. But personally, lastly, things have been a little slow the last couple of weeks, and so you always got to talk yourself out of that. But my oldest daughter just finished first grade, and I got to take her on a bike ride at the Alameda Beach on Friday, and that felt worth it. You know, I wasn't as busy as I wanted to be, but if I was, maybe I wouldn't have been able to be present to take her on this bike ride around the beach for the first time. She's just learning how to ride a bike, so that all these are just huge wins for me in the last week.
Man, I absolutely love that. You know, I was unpacking Silas's backpack yesterday. You know, we look at it on Sunday and then get all the papers out of it. There was like this yearbook, and I didn't know Silas wanted to be a scientist and all these things, all these little crafts that he created. It was the cutest thing. So, man, love this age, man. Our kids are about the same age. So, Demian, appreciate you sharing. Ashley, your hand went up briefly, then it went down. Did you have something? And then we're going to wrap up with Chris.
All right, hear me out. I have seen people do real estate rap battles and like call each other out, West Coast, East Coast, and they get thousands of people that are engaged. And like I was even following it back and forth at West Coast, East Coast, but you can get so many clients from that. It could turn a little ugly if you're not careful, but I do think it is a good lead magnet if you choose to do so.
Okay, put me on, manager. Put me on.
It is, but I don't personally like it. Plus, I thought there was a clear winner in that. Now the industry has named someone else the clear winner. I don't need to say names. We all know who the people are out there, but there's one that is a really good actual writer that has some fucking bars. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. Nicole Penland, rapid fire, and then I'm gonna wrap up with Chris. Let's go, Nicole.
I was just gonna say, I bet I don't know who you were talking about with battle, so I don't want to contradict anything. But I was gonna say, I guess that other EXP agent, that Steve Diaz guy, I bet he would be down to do a rap battle.
Yeah, no, there's no fucking comparison.
I know that, but I'm just saying, EXP.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's some traction there. Nicole, I appreciate your contribution. Chris, I know you have another meeting early on Monday, so Chris, I'm going to get to you before we head out. Let's go.
Yeah, man, this is just, I'm just grateful. This is a powerful meeting. You all have so much to offer the world. Keep going. Some wins, I got a $500,000 Salad Park deal in escrow. I got, after 10 days on the market, I got an offer on my $1 million deal in Elk Grove. That's some good business wins. As far as personal wins, I was able to just pay cash for my family's Cancun trip, you know, don't have to charge nothing. Just boom, cash it out, and it feels great, you know, to be able to do things like that for my family. And then also this morning, you know, I drove my son to school, and he kind of gets annoyed because I'm always just preaching, you know. Sometimes I hear that he doesn't want to hear it, and I noticed he was dragging this morning. I told him, I was like, son, you know, like you got to respect people's time. I'm here in the car in the driveway waiting for you, and you're running out late, you know. And I told him, you know, being early is on time. Being on time is late. Late's unacceptable. I know you always think I'm nagging on you, but I'm telling you this because the people that will be important to help you move forward in your life know that they're on borrowed time, and you got to respect their time, son. And he looked at me and he was like, I understand, Dad. And it really got to him. I told him, you know, it's your last week of school. Shake your teacher and coach's hands and tell me you appreciate them. Be present. All these kids around here have short attention span. Set yourself different, you know? So that's the biggest highlight because he actually felt me. It's up to us to be that Ed Milet for our kids, that, you know, that Gary V, that we always, that Elias Astuto, because no one else will, you know, they're all over the place. So that's a win for me, just from the parent standpoint, that my son's hearing me. And him just connecting with me this morning, driving to school. I told him, I love you, son. Go kill the day. I'll see you at 5 to pick you up to go to your physical therapy appointment. And he just smiled and was like, I love you, Dad. So that's just a win, man, you know? And I love y'all. I got to run. I got a big meeting right now. I'm about to be late. I love y'all. Peace.
Way to close it out, bro. Much love to you. I appreciate that. You guys, amazing session today. I'm gonna get one contribution. CC, rapid fire, one key contribution, one key takeaway from our time today together. Let's roll, CC. What do you got for us? And we're gonna wrap sesh.
I know that being excellent is exhausting, but I love average being the enemy. So I'm gonna take that with me, and that is gonna set the tone for the rest of the year.
I absolutely love that, you guys. One more time, I'll put this on the screen. Cece, I appreciate your takeaways, appreciate your contribution. One more time, I'll put this up on the screen. Hopefully it shows. Okay, one more time. What I want to encourage everybody to do is break the fucking internet today. Let's share our thoughts, our contributions, our insights, our takeaways from today, or how the heck you are feeling. I put a post out right before this session. Feel free to go comment on that, share how you're feeling, how you're going to enter the week. I had 8 more slides that I didn't even get to because you guys are so amazing. So listen, have an amazing, amazing week. This is Monday. Set a goal for yourself with some clear intention, have some focus, have the discipline, have the clarity, and go out there and make this a week that matters. So nothing but love for everybody on this call and everybody that will see this in the future. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and go out there and fuck some shit up today. Peace.